A hearty shalom to all you who are listening. I like to say a excellent second day of the Feast of Tabernacles to you. Yesterday was quite the delight. I did pray before this video was made, so I'm going to go ahead and get bombarded by flies, apparently. But we're going to go ahead and blow the shofar to chase away anything that may be bugging you around or in. And, you know, as long as you play this video or the other videos with the horn blasts, we'll set the demons fleeing. You should get your own horn, of course, start practicing the laws and commandments, and you can blow it in your own house and they'll flee. Praise you, Father Yahweh, through your righteous Son, Yahshua, our King. So basically, yesterday was the first day of the feast. Larry and Diane, a brother and sister in the faith, showed up first, then my nieces, Jenny and Kate. We had a terrific time, ate moose, ate brisket. We ate underneath the tabernacle, and of course here's my attempt. I don't know how well you can see it or not, but I went out to the woods and I gathered my posts there, and then I took a bed sheet and hung it across. And I really like this time of year because when I was a child I had to beg, you know, to go ahead and make me tents and stuff out of the bed sheets or whatever, and sometimes I was allowed, but most of the time it's all not today, honey, you know. And this, you know, we're commanded to do so, you know, I like that, you know, dwelling in the in booths and tabernacles. It's a beautiful day. Now, the conversation here yesterday, there were like 60% of us that, in my previous videos, I was saying that it appeared that something is in the air or something, you know, because I've had emails from people as well, you know, brothers and sisters, those that are desiring to walk in this true faith. Regardless of the age, there's been so many of us just breaking down and bawling over everything, you know. There's a fly on the windowsill, you know, and don't even know why we break out in weeping and all that. And I had spoke about, you know, with Solomon, how he had talked about with much knowledge increases great sorrow. And, you know, whether it's part of it or not, I don't know, but I did want to encourage you, all of you that may be having these things. I mean, I'm really feeling great today. My back is killing me, you know. I did a lot of walking around in here yesterday just rejoicing, and I'm being punished for it, plus all the preparations that I had done. So but it's a great blessing to have pain too. You think more of our King and our Father in those moments. Same thing with the weeping. So let's not let it bring us down. If you some of the stories, but and people having to put up with each other weeping and just crying for no reason. I mean, why you crying? I don't know. And it's true. I mean, it's just sorrow or something just sweeps over us, and then we just started weeping. But today, I tell you, I'm really, really up in, you know, up here in the heavens. It's a really joyous feast so far. Woke up, had me some veggie straws with sour cream, onion, garlic, and or not onion. I had garlic, black pepper, and salt. And all you do is mix it in with your sour cream, and it comes out, oh, the tastiest dip you could ask for. You could also do it with onion powder. They sell them for higher prices, and usually you got 800 ingredients in there. So if you make it yourself, all you need to do is get yourself some sour cream that doesn't have additives to it, you know, the phosphates or whatever, and then just mix in, you know, salt to taste. I use my black grinder, you know, pepper grinder. It makes a better flavor when it's freshly cracked. You don't need as much. And then, of course, you know, I get garlic powder from the Amish, and I just put in the taste, how much, garlic powder to go and mix her up real well, and it goes great for all sorts of stuff. You can put it on hamburgers even, and fish fries, all sorts of great stuff. French fries. It's a great source of probiotics, plus it's delicious and nutritious. But anyway, with all you out there that are just breaking down and weeping and not even knowing why, or if you do know why you're weeping, just remember, these are words of our King. We'll start with Yachanan, or John, chapter 16, verse 19. It says, Now Yahshua knew. He says, Now Yahshua knew that they desired to ask him, and he said to them, Are you inquiring among yourselves about what I said? A little while, and you'll see me, and again in a little while, you will see me. You will not see me, and in a little while again, then you will see me. Okay. Verse 20. Of course, he was talking about when our King was going to be put into the tomb and be dead there for that space of time before he rose from the dead and came back. That's what he was speaking of here. And of course, he was also speaking of going to the Heavenly Father, saying that you guys can't even go where I'm going yet. Okay, you're not going to be able to do this. Not until the resurrection. Then they'll, have access to the kingdom, because it'll be right here in the clouds. Everyone will see it. It's not going to be easy to be missed. It's like 1,500 miles tall, 1,500 miles wide and thick, and it's a cube. 1,500 miles. And there's probably going to be like 1,500 floors within that, with mountains and everything else in it. It's got an ecosystem from what is described by especially those that say they had dreams and such. I've never seen it. I don't know what the kingdom's going to be like, except there's not going to be any more pain or sorrow or suffering. That is what sin brings, okay? Without sin, you don't have those things. All you'd have is joy and peace and fellowship, that was righteous. So anyway, our King goes on to say this afterwards, and this is a message for you today too. He talks about it like in the Beatitudes and such as well. Yachanan 16:20, Most assuredly I say to you that you will weep and lament. Poor Larry. But the world will rejoice and you will be sorrowful, but your sorrow will be turned into joy. Okay, it's going to be turned into joy. Of course, you're weeping now. I spent my time doing it too, My poor bride, man, drove her nuts. She thought I was going half crazy or something, but, then she's allowed to see the same things was coming upon her too, and I understood fully, that I don't understand anything about it, but, everybody, seems like they've been weeping, or I think they've just not been telling other people that they was, but there's something in the air, and today I feel great. I really do. My spirits are up, my joy is up, I got a recharge, it feels like, on my spirit, and things are going. It's what the feast does for you. And last night also I crashed out early, man. Must have been somewhere around 10 o'clock. I didn't get out of bed until after 10 o'clock this morning, that was an excellent sleep I had in our King, and our Father, was just marvelous, rejuvenating, and I'm just joyous right now. So anyway, it says here in Yachanan 16:21, to you weepers like me, our King's going to send out reapers, but we're the weepers for now. A woman, when she is in labor, is sorrow because her hour is come. But as soon as she has given birth to the child, she no longer remembers the anguish for joy that a human being has been born into the world. Therefore, you now have sorrow, but I will see you again, and your heart will rejoice, and your joy no one will take from you. And of course, he was speaking his return, but on a different level or layer into reading into this. He's also speaking about us now that have accepted him, as our King. and walked in his laws and his commandments, and that's salvation. And I'm going to wind it up with that, okay? The way to salvation is through the 10 Commandments. If you keep the 10 Commandments, you'll make it into the kingdom. The only way you can keep the 10 Commandments is by applying the laws that apply to how to keep the 10 Commandments in your life. Okay, if you don't farm, you don't have to worry about the farming laws. If you're not committing adultery, you don't have to worry about the adultery laws where you should get your butt stoned. Okay, so 10 Commandments, 613 laws, and then put our trust into our King fully in everything, and he'll get us through, man. You watch, this feast is going to be so joyous, and there may be some awful times coming ahead here, you know, maybe even during the feast. I don't know. It looks like there's a lot of things taking place overseas. So let's just pray for the peace of Jerusalem. Our King will come back for 1,000 years. He's going to reign, and hopefully you'll be there by his side. That's where we need to be. We need to be them sheeple. You know, we need the laws of our Father right here, his name, so that we'll be on the right-hand side and put off with the sheep, and the goats can go to the other side who, you know, their fate is their own. I'm just looking forward to those who's going to rejoice, and that's what I look for. But I'll help anybody that I can so they may be able to see. So please share these videos. I don't ask anybody to put, you know, thumbs up. I don't ask you to subscribe. I don't ask for your money. You know, I'm hoping that, you know, the people will see the value in these words. You're buying these books and everything from these preachers. They give you their own opinions and everything out there, you know, and I'm not asking anything but your time and your love. You know, that's what we want, fellowship in our King. And with that, my friends, may this feast be a bountiful feast for each and every one of you, and may it bring the hearts of the children to the fathers, and the hearts of the fathers back to the children. And, of course, the husbands and the wives, and the wives and the husbands. Let us get our hearts right, and let us do the things that please our King. Until we meet again, shalom.